I'm just excited we're back on the Tea Party line.
Primary? What primary? Dave DiPietro, who lost the three-way Republican primary in the 59th Senate District race to replace outgoing Senator Dale Volker, saw his candidacy resurrected this week when a state Supreme Court judge ruled that he had enough valid signatures to run on the Tea Party line in November.
We're very ecstatic. It's been a long fight. Should never have happened.
DiPietro will face former Erie County Sheriff Pat Gallivan, who won the Republican primary, and former Erie County GOP Chair Jim Domagolski, who has the conservative line, making the ballot look a lot like it did for the GOP primary. That is, with the addition of Democrat Cynthia Appleton.
All sorts of rumors about bringing me down. I brought myself down.
In the spotlight. Just days before the premiere of his new show on CNN, Eliot Spitzer is profiled in a new documentary. Client 9, The Rise and Fall of Eliot Spitzer, was screened Thursday at the Woodstock Film Festival. The film is by Academy Award-winning producer Alex Gibney, who sat down to interview the former governor 4 times and says he tried to dig deep into the areas of Spitzer's life he wasn't always comfortable talking about.
On film, what's interesting about those exchanges often is you can read more on his face than you can hear in what it is he actually says.
So the renewed focus on Spitzer once again has people asking, will his newfound fame pave the way for a political comeback?
Whether he has a chance to make a comeback kind of depends on us. He breached a kind of fundamental trust, and yet he clearly has a lot to offer.
Squeaker. The votes have finally been counted in the 17th Congressional District following the GOP primary a few weeks ago. LoHUD reports this week that Anthony Mealy beat York Kleinhandler by a mere 87 votes, although Kleinhandler still holds the Conservative Party line and hasn't made up his mind about what his future holds in the Hudson Valley race.
At the outset, I want to start by assuring all of you that you are on my Christmas list.
And open mic night morning. Rounding out the 3-day meeting of the New York Business Council, the candidates for Attorney General this morning spoke to small business leaders and what the AG's office could do to help the economy, specifically weeding out corruption on Wall Street. And while on the airwaves, the campaign has taken a negative tone, Sagamore, it was all about policy and pleasantries.
There was a bill that the governor rightfully vetoed recently, the ethics reform bill, because it excluded lawyers. It would have compelled every legislator to disclose the source of their outside income except lawyers. And the reason for that was, and I'm a lawyer.
It was my view that you can't deter street criminals, but you can deter white-collar criminals. One day my car was stolen by 2 prisoners with a car with a full tank of gas. They can get right to New York and get to Vermont. They can do whatever they want. They drive 5 miles away, break into a liquor store, get dead drunk, and fall asleep. Can't deter people who don't plan ahead, right? It's not like these are guys who are going to say, oh, well, you know, they've revised the felony murder statute in this state, and now I'm going to get life without parole, so I think we should call off our plan. No.
Certainly a much lighter tone than how the council's gathering kicked off on Wednesday.
You're out of line. You're out of line. You're off our Christmas card. You're off our Christmas card.
And that's this week's Trail Mix. Mike Whittemore, Capital Tonight.